Aaseegam. The origin and identity culture of Tamil race. Aaseegam is an anthropology philosophical theory and renunciation of ancient civilized Tamil people. The main ideology of Aaseegam is the human life with less effect to natural well-being, or with combined natural way of life. Aaseegam and its saints insist on meditation to study the astronomy and to study the life forms of Earth. Vriji Confederacy, Mahajana Padas, Kosala, and Vaidika are the two regions where Indo-Aryans settled in early times after invasion. Around 6th century BC, Vriji, or Vaji Confederacy formed among the Lichavi kingdom and its neighboring kingdom, who ruled around the Ganga River. Vriji Confederacy of Mahajana Padas includes 16 kingdoms, with republic integration. Aaseegam flourished during this period, along with other sects Buddhism and Jainism. By the mid of 3rd century BC, Chandragupta Maurya founded a new Gupta empire, counseled by Aryan, Chanakya. This disestablished Mahajana Padas along with ancient philosophical sect, like Aaseegam, Buddhism, and Jainism. Gupta Empire rule paved the way for Indo-Aryans Yajna culture. Even though Indo-Aryans Yajna culture flourished in Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta and Bindusara Maurya followed Aaseegam, and Ashoka followed Buddhism for their renunciation. Around 1st century, Mauryan army chief Pushyamitra Shunga assassinated his king Brihadratha Maurya. Pushyamitra Shunga established a first Indo-Aryan empire with their Yajna culture. From there, whoever not believed in Indo-Aryan Vaithic, the Yajna culture, were called Nastikas or Samanas. Nastika. One of the basic principle of Aaseegam is Nastika. Nowadays the term Nastika used to define atheism, non-believer in God. But the term Nastika actually refers non-believers of Vaithic culture, which imposes Vaithic Manusmriti, 4 unequal divisions among people. Nastika are the individuals or sects who do not accept the authority of the Vaitha, the system of the Manusmriti's unequal divisions, and the superiority of the Indo-Aryans. Included among the Nastika sect schools are the Aaseevagas, Buddhists, Jains, Karvakas, and many other. Samanam. Samanam is not a religion. It's a Nastika philosophical movement against the idiomatic of Vaitha and Indo-Aryans Yajna culture. Yajna, a ritual sacrifice through fire. Non-believers of Indo-Aryans Yajna culture were denoted as Samanars. 2000 years ago Samanam movement arose in the circles of mendicants in ancient India that led to the development of yoga practices, as well as the popular concepts in all major Indian religions, such as the cycle of birth and death, and moksha, liberation from that cycle. Samanam. The origin word have two explanation. In Tamil, Amanam means naked, which denotes Aaseevaga saints, and Sammanam, word which denotes meditation position in yoga. Still in Tamil culture this word is in use for denoting the sitting position. Mendicants. Samanam movements arose in the circles of mendicants who practices Aaseegam, Buddhism, Jainism. They live by begging and relies chiefly or exclusively on charitable donations to survive. In principle, mendicant religious orders do not own property, either individually or collectively, and members have taken a vow of poverty in order that all their time and energy could be expended on practicing or preaching and serving the people. Those Aaseegam mendicants are still worshipped in South India as Muni, Kathavarayan, Karupa Sami. One among the Aasevaga Tirtha Vitangar who attained moksha is Markali Gosalar, Ayanar. Tirtha Vitangar. In Pali and Prakrit mentioned as Tirthankar. Tirtha Vitangar are teaching monks or saints who provides solution to problems or proposes anthropology philosophical theory. A Tirtha Vitangar is represented either seated in lotus position or standing in the meditation posture. Usually they are depicted seated with their legs crossed in front, the toes of one foot resting close upon the knee of the other, and the right hand lying over the left in the lap. Tirtha Vitangar idols look similar and are differentiated on the basis of the symbol or emblem belong to each Tirtha Vitangar. Aaseegam, which means the place one gets, fault-free, immediate solution for one's problem. Asu, immediately when asked, without hesitation. Evu, solution. Aham, place. Aaseegam competed and debated with scholars of Buddhism, Jainism, and Vedic Indo-Aryans. Aaseegam philosophers are naked wandering ascetics who believed in predeterminism. They were a popular sect during the reign of Bimbisara. The sect was founded prior to the founding of Buddhism and thrived for a very long time. In its heydays during 4th century BC, the sect enjoyed considerable following, but gradually outcasted due to intense prejudice against its doctrine by Indo-Aryans, the Vedic believers. Aaseegam was one of the most popular ascetic traditions in India, outside the fold of Vedic Indo-Aryan culture. The sect probably allowed life or fate to unfold itself without any interruption from the willful and intentional actions of individuals. Samana Phala Sutta is a Buddhist text have collection of scriptures referred as Pali Canon. In that book the text identifies pre-Buddhist Samana schools, identifying them by their leader. Many identified schools of Samana movement detailed in Buddhist text, which includes Aaseegam, founded by Markali Gosalar, Ayanar. Tamil letter Sa, which is pronounced as Ja by North Indian people. The word Aaseegam becomes Ajivagam and Ajivika in North India. Tirth the Vitangars of Aaseegam. Rishabhanathar, also called as Adi Nathar, the masterpiece of world literature written in Tamil language. Thirukural mentioned Rishabhanathar as Adi Bhagavan. Historians credits him with teaching, for men, 72 accomplishments including writing and arithmetic, and for women, 64 crafts including pottery, carpentry and weaving. Some scholars have pointed to Pashupati seal in Indus Valley civilization as representation of Rishabhanathar. Pashupati seal resembles with Rishabhanathar's symbol, bull. Parsivanathar. He was the earliest exponent of karma philosophy. Historians have accepted him as a historical figure because of his 4 dharma, the 4 vows. Parsivanathar had 164,000 chavakars, 327,000 chavakis, 16,000 sadhu monks, and 38,000 sadhvis as followers. Parsivanathar's symbol is snake. His statues are represented with snake, from one to multi-headed snake. Markali Gosalar, Ayanar. He born in Thirupattur, located in Tiruchirappalli district in Tamil Nadu. He was a contemporary of Gautama Buddha and Mahavira. Markali Gosalar, the founder of Aaseegam, stands as a witness to the existence of pre-Aryan Tamil society. Aaseegam arose around 6th century BC and lasted till 13th century. Various scriptures in Jains, Bhagavati Sutra, and Buddhaghosa have details about Markali Gosalar and his philosophical theory and different views. His practices are mentioned in Tamil Sangam literatures, Silapathikaram, Manimegalai, and Nilakesi. Researcher A.L. Basham finds details of Markali Gosalar in Mahavamsa. Dr. K. Nedunchellian through his research finds the crematorium of Markali Gosalar in Sithana Vasal of Tamil Nadu. His statues are represented with elephant. In Sithana Vasal Ayanar temple, people are still worshipping Adi Nathar, Parsivanathar, and Markali Gosalar with their respective symbols, bull, snake, and elephant. Aaseegam schools. Boithi Saththu Var, preacher of Aaseegam, Ma Thangan and Ma Thangi, are sadhu monks in Aaseegam schools doing duties for preacher. These schools majorly contributed to peoples of those days through medicine, philosophy and education preaching. Aaseegars are naked monks. Their cave schools were at the gates or outside the people living place of village or town. Even nowadays Ayanar, Karupusami, Muni temples were built in entrance or outside the people living town. And they are worshipped as Kavalthay Vam, guardian deity, or Kulathay Vam, clan deity. Aaseegars mostly lived in forest and hill regions. Barabar caves in Bihar, places like Malai Kotai, and Sithana Vasal in Tamil Nadu are cave schools of Aaseegam. Aaseegam practiced in most of the places of South India. As per K. Nedunchellian in his book he pointed, Markali Gosalar, the founder of Aaseegam state and attained emancipation in Sithana Vasal of Tamil Nadu. The name of place itself denotes the honorific name given to Aaseegars, Sithana Vasal. Thiruvannamalai. Annal refers one who attains transparency stage in Aseegam practices. Places in Madurai, Thiruvannamalai, Sithanavasal, Narthamalai, Kanyakumari of Tamil Nadu, and many places in South India still have Aseegam cave temples. Ayanar is worshipped in most of the regions of South India. Especially in Tamil culture, each community have Ayanar as their Kulathavam, clan deity, or Kavalthavam, guardian deity. In the history of South India, the whole region never ruled by a single empire apart from 2-3 kings. Even those kings followed either Vaithik Saivam or Vainavam. Then how come Ayanar is worshipped by all community in Tamil culture? Who guided or imposed this form of worship?